Hi, this is a team analysis of the Kuwait national team that is participating in the Gulf Cup, who is going to be the next opponent of Oman national team, and that's why I am making this analysis for the Oman national team. This game analysis was against against Saudi Arabia. The thing is, Kuwait has a new coach, a temporary coach, so all the previous games are not relevant. Kuwait is a team that in this case only could be analyzed through their last game against Kuwait during their opening game in the Gulf Cup tournament. Expected to be in goal is Khalaf, number 22. They play with a defense line of 4 players with Senea, number 2, Shamari, number 20, Hajri, number 5, and Kahtani, number 13. On the midfield, the 2 holding midfielders is number 6, Anesi, and number 11, Anari. And behind the strikers, a 3rd midfielder, Mutoa, who is in general their playmaker and one of their key elements or strengths within their team. Up front, we have in generally on the right side 7 Anesi, who is more defensively and covers a lot of space. Number 16 Ajmi, the striker, was not that impressive in my opinion, was also changed. And on the left side, Harbi, number 15, he's a real danger. He doesn't defense much. He also was responsible in my opinion for a lot of problems for in this case for Kuwait, but offensively he has a lot of quality, very skillful. Alright, let's have a look at the formations of both teams, in this case Saudi Arabia against Kuwait. First we put up Kuwait, as you just saw, in generally a 4-2-3-1 or sometimes even a 4-4-2, and Saudi Arabia exactly the same, 4-2-3-1. Keep in mind that Saudi Arabia that both teams play the same system, so overall it's very recognizable. Everybody knows his responsibility, and generally have a direct opponent. Before we start, I want to make clear that for the Kuwait national team, the biggest issues, the biggest problems that could be seen in the game was one, a big space between the midfield and the defense line. This gives huge opportunities for the Oman football team to operate within these spaces. That means you can play between the lines, especially the wingers who come inside those spaces. This is also how Kuwait, by the way, got their first goals against them, but this is a huge issue. The second issue is that in this case their left center back always steps back. That means how would you say that in English? He cuts the offside line, he opens the offside line, and it gives huge opportunities for second line running, deep running, and put the ball behind the defense line in those open spaces. This is those 2 issues, in my opinion, were the biggest issues, and those are also big opportunities for the Oman team to exploit. Let's have a look at their defense organization. Of course, I have a few clips. The first clip I want to show is that 1 minute and 20 seconds the Saudi team has the opportunity to keep the ball. This is due to they are not very organized, Kuwait. They have big problems. Sometimes they pressure. You see that now. The striker goes pressure while he has no coverage from the back. The left back here will get the ball, so the striker keeps pressuring, but without being covered. This gives good opportunities to play football, because the last line, in this case, cannot pressure forward, but overall they are disorganized. Every time big space, you can see the Saudi players between the lines there, between midfield and the last line, to operate. Eventually this attack will not result, of course, in a goal, but 1 minute and 20 seconds they could play the ball around, and this was not the only time. Maybe not that long, but in general you can play football against his team. Up here changing, he can have a lot of time to control the ball and see the space again on the between the midfield and the defense line. This is a huge opportunity to exploit for the Oman team. We let it roll till the time is over, but see how much time and space in general they get to play football. And if you play football in a high tempo, they will be very disorganized. The second clip is another example, a goal kick or a keeper kick from Saudi Arabia, and watch how stretched the field is. This shows how disorganized they are and how slowly the transitions is. So see at this moment from the striker till the last defender how stretched the field is and how big the spaces are. If you ask me, this has nothing to do with professional football. This should either you play low level, higher level. This is very easy to organize, but they are showing this on this level, and it gives again a very well opportunity for Oman to exploit this because they're not very organized. Here we're going to go into again see the last line, how they're organized, the space again between defense and midfield. The left back steps in very quickly, opens up the corners, and this gives opportunity to go deep. Now watch this player, he will go deep and he doesn't get the ball and he gets frustrated why he didn't get this ball. You can see it, like why you don't play it, but they open up these spaces. Have a look now, again the left center back steps back and kills the offside line. These are opportunities from second line to make deep runnings and put the ball behind. This is very difficult to defense. Here the left winger of Kuwait, the defense very bad. Now the left back has to cover two players. Again the space between defense and midfield. So he catches the ball, and from this you will see the goal comes. Now this is important. See the two wingers of Kuwait, the connection between to their midfielders. This is important. So at this moment still the distance is very big. Those two players could have avoided the goal. Now again here the left winger is too late to even catch this ball. He stops for pressuring. Now the right back steps up for offside while the center back is still behind him. Left winger stops pressuring. Right winger should have closed this space before, as I said. You get a through pass and a goal. A perfect example of how disorganized they are and that they are not like a well-oiled machine. Far from. In my opinion, they make a lot of mistakes defensively and giving a lot of space for you to exploit. Second one again, and I want to stress on this. See in this situation how easily between the lines you can play football. In this case now the defense line should be way higher. Again a big gap between defense and midfield. And Saudi has all the time to play the ball around and try to go forward. That does not mean that every attack is dangerous, but if you have a team that can play well in ball position, again, have a look here. See how the last line is organized, like in a curved way. Spaces again open. This gives opportunities again for deep running. In this case, it doesn't happen. Now the left back making an overlap. Again, left back stepping back, killing the offside line, and big spaces. Again, see long time in ball position. Again, left winger does his own thing, creates problem for the left back, who has to cover two players. Now this ends in their ball possession for Kuwait, but overall it's clear that they are not that well organized and give a lot of space away. Here you see the second goal, how easy, in my opinion, it is scored, and pay especially attention on the right back, on the far part of the field. He gets surprised. In my opinion, this is all very disorganized. This is the 2-0. Now the second half was a little bit different because Kuwait had to press forward 2-0 behind. It is already 2-1 here, by the way, but I wanted to show mostly how first half was organized. Second half they had to go all out, so it was way more disorganized. They have a home crowd, so they were playing way more opportunistic. You can see here in this situation, for instance, they lose the ball, and in the transition they give a lot of spaces away. So the second half, in my opinion, was not that clear. Watch here. Oh, this is an important moment. Watch here, the left center backs, how he stays behind, and you can exploit this space again. Unfortunately, this pass is no good, but if this pass is correct, he go again to the goal, because the left center back steps back. So this was and first half and second half. Second half overall was way more opportunistic, was way more an open game, and tactically, yeah, not much to say. For me, the most important thing is the way they play in the first half, the way they were organized that I just showed you. Attacking wise, attacking organization, overall, there was a lot of attacks on the left side of Kuwait. This had a lot to do with number 15, who is very skillful and very strong. During the first half, he got changed to the right side because Saudi was all the time attacking on that side, and he's not defending too much. Then the attack went more on the other side, on the right side. But overall, a lot of attacks are on the left side. I'll show you one clip. Oh, sorry, before I do that. So number 15 is their, in my opinion, most creative player. He creates a lot of danger. You can see now in the next clip a combination of how they mainly attack on the left side, where they feel comfortable to play. Also the player behind striker comes to this side with his right foot and try to put passing behind. We'll see that later. But watch now at this moment, 1 second. The left winger will get the ball. Now how he moves around, very skillful. And I take specifically this clip because it showed a little bit how they want to play football on the left side. But overall, most attacks came on that side. The second danger, and actually in my opinion the biggest danger, is that number 17, their playmaker, their captain, gets the ball and just try to put ball behind the defense line, either to the striker, either to the winger who goes deep, either midfielder who goes deep. But that intention was very clear to see, and we'll show that in the next few clips. First, before we go to number 17's deep balls, overall, from the beginning they played also a lot of deep balls from midfielder who drops in and try to play an opening. They were not very successful in this, but this was very clear in the beginning. Again, see here, up deep ball, that happened a lot. So their intention is to play quickly deep. Again, this was all in the first half. Here you see the center back up, want to put it behind on deep running. Deep ball number 4 up on the winger. Here you can see that they switched after it was, I think, 30 minutes or something. The left winger came play on the right side because he was defensively outrun by the right back of Saudi. Deep ball number 5. This is actually second half also. You can see their intention is to play deep. They are not so successful, in my opinion, in these deep balls. It's also very predictable. But the next part that we're going to see now is number 17, their playmaker, how he put balls behind the defense line. He's getting the ball now here. Try to put it behind. Example number 1. His first intention, get the ball and look deep. So every deep ball you see here also he looks up, try to put the cross in of a play to the striker. And there was again from the left side. Here again he's on the left side. Hup, he looks forward. Right away forward. As again, they're not very successful. They scored 1 goal from it. And we'll see that later. But the intention, up now, he himself gets a D ball, the number 15. Of the 17, sorry, the captain. And then right away, Hup, try to put it behind the lines. He has a good pass, but overall, the effectiveness, in my opinion, is not that high. But he's the clear danger. That's their main way of attacking. Next example. Wait till he gets the ball. He will start dropping in here in between. Hup, he right away, Hup, he looks, want to put on the other side, not successful, but the intention is clear. Here you see the second half, the goal, where again number 17 puts it behind, and very good goal that came from that pass and well executed. Overall, I showed you the clear strength and weaknesses of this team. Defensively, I think a big problem in the way they give away spaces, and offensively, mainly number 17 who does the deep play behind the defense, and number 15 who is very creative. Thank you.